Hello, Matt here. In this video, I will be talking to you about the power of gratitude.
You have to believe. It all starts in your mind.
The power of gratitude. But before we get into it, I have a special announcement to make. A couple spots have just opened up for the Master Your Mind mentorship program with me. Click the link below, book in a spot, and let's see if we're a good match together to get you to start mastering your own mind. And I'm happy to announce that I'm giving away one of the worksheets I actually give my clients. So comment below, Master Your Mind, and I will personally send you that worksheet to get you to start carving out your purpose. Great questions get great answers. And I find often my clients don't really ask these deeper questions, and this is really the creme de la creme to feeling better. So let's get into it. Gratitude. The power of gratitude and how to get into gratitude. Well, before we get into that, we have to find out what the word actually means. Well, the Latin meaning comes from the word gratus, which means pleasing or thankful. Now, think about that. Gratitude, a pleasing and thankful attitude. So this is a way of being. This is an attitude cultivated. Now, I should mention, gratitude doesn't come naturally to us. It's something that is cultivated over time. It's so interesting that it does come naturally to us to be negative, to think poorly of a situation. But when it comes to being thankful and being grateful for what it is you have, that doesn't come naturally to us. So a couple of things that I do and that I'll share with you to get me into the state of gratitude. So getting into the state of gratitude is a practice. So I want to share with you some of the practices I do in order to get into a state of gratitude. So firstly, you may have heard of it before, is a gratitude journal. So what I do in the beginning of my morning is I write out 3 things that I'm grateful for. Now there's a little bit of a trick here. When you're writing out that gratitude, you want to be more specific. You don't want to just say, I'm grateful for life. You want to be like, what about life are you grateful for? Like, are you grateful to be alive in your body where you are on the planet? Or saying, I'm grateful for Earth. Now, these aren't just necessarily bad, but to actually get into deeper, you want to be more specific with your gratitude. So what I do is I say, for example, I'm grateful for my healthy body. For example, I'm grateful to be living in Bali in the house that I'm living in and getting access to the gym that I get to work out in. I'm grateful for the float center that I get a float in. But the trick is to be specific to you. Be grateful for things that are related directly to you or what it is you're wanting to cultivate in your future, what you're wanting to try to manifest. Another great one. Now, if you're religious, you may do this already, but this is something I started to do. It's such a good anchor. We need things to anchor us in. So if you don't know what an anchor is, this is a technique called an NLP, something to ground you into an experience. So an anchor is anytime you eat. So think about this. We eat 3 times a day. And before you eat, you have a chance to bless it. You have a chance to be grateful for something or for that meal. So what I've done now is I've created a practice every time I eat. Honestly, every time I eat, I just give a thanks to something. I give a thanks to something higher than myself, and I give a thanks to the meal. And Napoleon Hill talks about the power of when you're eating to be in a good vibration. So think about this. Gratus, a pleasing, thankful attitude. Well, think about that. If you're about to eat and you put yourself in, it's a state that you have to cultivate. It's an attitude. It's an attitude that you have to cultivate. If you're cultivating that gratitude before you eat, and now you're putting that food in your body, it's charging and turning into energy, which is now turning into your body. Got to be in a great vibration. Now, another one I do is before I go to bed. And I should mention, this is not every day. I'm not like an everyday person. It's just as much as possible, as much as I can remember. But for example, last night, Molly and I go through What is something we learned and what is something we're grateful for? And so that puts us into a state of gratitude right before bed. Now, I should mention, this is cultivated over time. This is a practice. I never used to be grateful like this, but this is something I've learned over time, that to be in a gratituous place within yourself is absolutely phenomenal. And Napoleon Hill also mentioned that he feels sorry for people that never have felt gratitude. So I want to take you through a little bit of an exercise right now of how I get into gratitude. So first, just taking a breath. Always come to breath. Just breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And I want you to look at your hands. And I want you to notice all the lines on your hands. Notice all the little details. Turning your hands over, looking at your finger hairs, looking at your hands, closing them and opening them, closing them and opening them. Now coming to your body, opening your arms, moving them up, moving them down, looking at your legs. Now I want you to look at the room. And coming back to your breath, breathing in. So when I first started this, what I would do is I'd breathe in the word. So I'd visualize the word gratitude. And I'd breathe in like G-R-A-T, and just all the whole word, I just breathe it in. And I visualize, and I started doing this in yoga. But we start off small. Like, we can just look at our hands and just look at all the stories and all the places our hands have been. And think about how lucky you are to just be in a body again. Like, think about it. You do nothing for your body to be alive every day, essentially. Like, for your heart to beat, for the blood to go through your body. Like, it's all working. We're a miraculous creature. And we have all these systems inside ourselves that we just take for granted. So can you be grateful right now for your heartbeat? For your heart that's working? For your hands that are working? For the air that you get to breathe in? You know, you got to think about this. The earth just provides this air for us, and we're just breathing it constantly, unconsciously, without being grateful for it. So can you breathe that air in? Thank you, thank you. And the powerful word, one of the most powerful words in the English language is thank you. So you see, I'm just doing this naturally because it's been cultivated over time, because I hear these things from these great leaders that I want to aspire to be like, and I embody, and I just take in their practice. So breathing in, can you breathe in gratitude? And then exhale, and when you exhale, say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But like, try to feel it. Try to feel this. It all comes down to a feeling. So breathing in and saying thank you, 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 thank you. Yes, this many times, that deep. And can you just like really feel it? Feel the word thank you. Be in that gratuitous energy, in that gratuitous state. And you notice how I'm kind of like doing this? It's because it's cultivated. You have to almost pull it into yourself. You have to consciously, this is with conscious effort. You have to consciously think with gratitude effort. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been having to stop in and out because there's that sound that keeps coming. I don't know, I'll just pause so you can hear it. That's to keep the crows away. But being grateful for that, for sometimes for things that maybe annoy you or that make things harder for yourself. It's like everything I'm doing right now, I attracted. So I have to be grateful for it. It's here for a reason. There's some reason why all these things happen, and I have to be grateful for it. So just to recap, A couple things that you can do to be grateful. In the morning, start a gratitude journal. Write out just 3 things that you're grateful for. Be specific. Another one, big one, before you eat, every time, because you can eat 3 times a day. It's a beautiful practice to start. Start being grateful just before you eat. Like, instead of just going unconscious into the meal, pause and just say something you're grateful for. And then before bed, just asking yourself, what is one thing I can be grateful for that happened to me today, or that where I'm at today? And just think about it. And then finally, breathe. Breathe into that state of gratitude and saying the word thank you. So with that, I share my peace and I share my love.